and upward and onward.
Yeah, baby. Here we go.
Yeah, but I think what he's missing is we're not going after the people anymore. We're going after the money.
Oh, yeah?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the August 14th, 2007 Board of Selectmen Sewer Commissioners Workshop Meeting. Could the clerk please call the roll?
Madam Chairman, all 5 selectmen are present, as is the new town administrator, John McAuliffe.
It's been a long time coming to get you in that seat.
You should do a wave.
I appreciate that. I hope I get a third of that 6 months from now. I'll be happy. Thank you very much. It's great to be here after what feels like an extended period.
Yes, well,
and
welcome
I want to thank
aboard.
the board for your confidence in me, and it's been a great transition coming aboard. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
And we'll see you about in 6 months from now. We have a very light agenda this. Yeah, we have a very light agenda this evening. There aren't any bills to sign, I don't believe, are there, Jim?
No, I don't think there are.
Okay. The only, or the first order of business is we have an appointment for an associate member of the Zoning Board of Appeals, Wilma. I don't know if do you want to come up and say anything, or you don't have to.
No.
If you want to make that appointment. This was, from my understanding, she had applied a while ago, and it kind of just got a little lost in the shuffle with everything going on. So we want to be able to get her appointed so she can go and get sworn in and get over there and get working.
Yeah, that's about it.
Do we know how many more seats are open?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Madam Chairman, I move that we appoint as an associate member to the Zoning Board of Appeals Wilma Engerman, 5 Winter Street, West Wareham, to a term to expire June 30th, 2008.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? It is unanimous. Congratulations and good luck. Okay, and the next item of business is we have the Board of Health here to discuss emergency response and infectious diseases. And I had spoke to Bob Ethier, our health agent, about a month and a half ago, and we had discussed about all the work that they had been doing, and yet it hadn't gotten out to the public. So I thought that we'd use this opportunity to let him come in and the Board of Health come in, let us know what's going on, the procedures and stuff. And I would like to ask the board if we could hold all our questions till the end, because Steve is going to be taping this so that they can run it as almost as like an infomercial at a later time, periodically. So if you want to come up and take a seat right here and introduce yourselves, and the floor is yours. And Ralph, you can come up and sit if you'd like with them.
Madam Chairman, members of the board, Mr. McAuliffe, welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you.
I'm here with Sandra Landry. She is the emergency, and Ralph Thompson from the Board of Health is the chairman. Sandra is the emergency planning contractor for the Plymouth County Emergency Preparedness Coalition. And she has developed these plans. I'm going to describe the plans that she's developed, and she can, after that, speak on them and tell us how it's come about. Briefly, what happens was after the 9/11 and some of these major hazards and natural disasters, the Homeland Security, CDC has handed down to the Massachusetts Department of Health, Public Health, and then down from there to the local public health boards. Instructions on identified problems and things that we have to be prepared for. In these, our first plan is the IDEP plan. It identifies infectious disease. It gives us an idea of what to do, identifies the players, and talks about the emergency plan and what to do. There's 4 EDS plans, and I don't know if the selectmen know about how that came about. Those are emergency dispensing sites. Mr. Thompson and I met with the school department and school committee a couple years ago and signed a memorandum of understanding and agreement with them to use the schools in the event that we have to dispense any types of antibiotics or any medications in the event of a terrorist outbreak or infectious disease outbreak. So we have those. We've identified them as the middle school, the Deacon School, the Hammond School, and our secondary site is the Minot School. And Sandra also has developed these plans. Now, there's 4 plans with floor plans, and it includes everything from triage areas to where the dispensing sites will take place and where the medication is dispensed. And after that, we'll talk a little bit about the risk communication. That has special populations in it, emergency operations centers. And then you have the COOP plan for pandemic purposes, which is the continuity of operations plan. And that identifies areas in the event that 30 to 40% of the population becomes ill or gets sick. This is the plan that we would go to and some of the things that we would follow. And then included in these plans is a 24/7 call-down list. It's a list of jobs required by the Board of Health. In the event something like this happens, it would be me, and then the list from there, who to call in the event you can't get to me or something happens and I'm not available. But everybody's listed on there in importance, who's going to do what. Then there's the all hazards plan. That's the Board of Health's responsibility for PPE, as personal protective equipment, in the event of chemical, bacteriological, biological, radiological disasters. The federal and state guidelines will be in this particular plan. That includes natural disasters and any event where we would have water contamination to the event to the extreme that you could not get water or use the water because of some event. These plans are great. Sandra's going to tell you some of the things she's done. They're a work in progress. You're going to see that we gave everyone copies of most of the plans, with the exception of the all hazards plan, which is still on the computer. But these plans are work in progress. You'll see that there's some names on here that 2 months ago people were here and they're not here anymore. She'll explain the booklet that she's putting together and how that's going to work and who will update that list on a quarterly basis. I believe they want us to do that.
Excellent.
But if you'd like to say a few things about that, Sandra?
Hello, and thank you for having me here. I'm Sandra Landry. I'm a registered nurse, and I got into this quite by accident, but it's something I really enjoy doing. CDC came out with guidelines to do all of these plans. DPH went with that, and then came down to the Board of Health. All of these plans are basically Board of Health plans. They're not for emergency management. They're an addendum to the comprehensive emergency plan in the town. But these are what the Board of Health will do. The first thing we did was an infectious disease plan. And basically, as Bob said before, it's based on bioterrorism. And when we started doing the infectious disease plan, it had to do with smallpox and anthrax. And the thought was, how are we going to medicate the people in your town and do it quick enough? So all these plans have come from that. In the infectious disease plan, it just gives you a background on what the infectious disease plan will probably entail as we go through it. From the infectious disease plan, it lists all of the key players in the towns. It lists the school nurses, it lists the schools, it lists the daycares, anybody that we may need to contact for infectious disease. Who is the town leader, who is the person who is the public information officer, all of the things that you'd need in an infectious disease outbreak, an infectious disease officer, all the people that will be called in this type of emergency. And then from there we went to the emergency dispensing sites. We picked 4 of them. We've made some changes to the floor plans. Unfortunately, your floor plans are not in color, but when you get them eventually, when they're all completely revised, they'll be in color. And it gives the flow. What the emergency dispensing site actually is, it's a site to set up medication to medicate a large number of people in a very fast period of time. An emergency dispensing site should dispense the people in town within 24 hours to 48